Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 4 on my ribbed slash pillar moulding odyssey. So I'm going to do jugs this time. I have some very nice jugs. Yes, I do. And but it's harder to find references for them, exact references. So I'm going to start. I've got 3 cream jugs I'm going to start with, I think. But before I do those, I have one example in the Sowerby 1885 catalogue. So I will show you that first because I don't have an exact match for it, but it is one that you might actually find because Sowerby was a mass producer. Also, the only downside is that it's only in the 1885 catalogue, so it's not in the 1881, although I think there's like an 1891. So yeah, it seems to be just there for that short period of time. The crafts were made over a lot longer period of time. So with that said, let's get on. I'll show you the Sowerby reference first, and then we'll jump along and have a look at some really nice glass. So here we're looking at the Sowerby 1885 catalogue that I've downloaded from the Victorian Press Glass website. And yeah, so this is the jug I'm interested in. So this one is a press moulded one, and the handle's all in one piece, but this is a hand blown one, I think. Yeah, so these two look like they're pressed glass. These are blown ones. And yeah, it will be blown into mould, but not pressed glass. Yeah, these are all hand blown as well. Notice this style of top here started coming in about 1850 or so, and was obviously still going in 1885, or at least I'd imagine the people that were making pressed glass were quite conservative in their style. But the other thing to note on this one is the handle looks like it's top to bottom. Also, it doesn't have a frilly edge. So by this period in time, I know on the pressed glass ones, some of the pressed glass cream jugs still have a frilly top. And you'll see that in one of the jugs I'm going to show you, which is a full size one. But it kind of gone out of fashion for bigger jugs. In fact, if you look here, there's not even a pouring lip. But yeah, that's not common. But anyway, yeah, so this is your standard kind of jug that would have gone with your bell-shaped decanters that we saw in the previous video. I don't think I can really tell you anything more about it than that. So yeah, the fashions for how these were made, jugs in general, I did the one about making it from bottom to top and top to bottom and all that kind of stuff, and the transition there. Doesn't really always work with pressed glass because obviously it's pressed, and if the design was made earlier and they just pressing it into a mold that's been like 20 years old, it will still have this style of handle. Whereas this is kind of like neither one of the others. These are all hand blown, and you can see that clearly from bottom to top. This one's a bit ambiguous the way they've drawn this, so I don't know. It doesn't seem realistically drawn even. The way it would be attached top, bottom, top. So, but anyway, yeah. So this is your kind of pillar molded jug that would go with your bell-shaped decanters. I have one that's an earlier one, and I'll show you, and I'll be able to pick out the reasons why it is earlier. So, with that said, let's get on with some glass. So these are the 3 jugs that I have with the ribbed moulding on them. That one's more like pillars. Anyway, this one is more like the bell-shaped decanters, but it's got this worry. So with jugs, it's not always easy to get a direct reference for them. This jug here, and the dates on these, I'll run them through. So this is a late 18th century one. This one is an early 19th century one, and this one is a mid 19th century one. And I'll show you, I think I have a jug that might be similar to that in one of my books. This one, I've got tankards I can show you that are like this. So this is like a tankard, but it's just got a little pouring lip on it, and you can see it's got a little chip there. I think it's got a little crack as well, but it was like £3 off eBay or something like that, so it's mine. Yeah, and so this is like about 250, maybe 230 years old, something like that. Broken pontal, got a little foot, and then you got this rib body, a little piggy tail here, but yeah. And this is showing you how long this, yeah, there's earlier examples of ribbing and gadrooning and all sorts of stuff going on, but this is about the earliest I have. And then it's basically showing you progress in cream jugs. What I can do is as I said, I've given you dates for these, and I'll show you some different book references. That'll be a tankard, that will be a jug, and that will be a decanter. So with that said, let's move on and have a look at some references. This book is 18th Century English Drinking Glasses by L.M. Bickerton. Yeah, so we've got here, this is a page that's got 3 tankards on. There's other odd tankards in here as well, but this page has got 3 on it, so I thought I'd go with this page. And they're this wasted type. See, with the little foot. This is the one that's shaped most like the jug, I think. The date he's got on here is 1770. So yeah, it's shaped like the jug. Obviously this is not ribbed. This has got a bit of gadrooning and some stringing here, but the handle is the same shape. Yeah, the only difference is that is one, mine is ribbed, and 2, it's a jug, so it's got a little tiny pouring lip just here. That is the key difference, that it's got this pouring lip poked out. I said there are other tankards in here this shape with different patterns. There's like 3 here, but they're all from around this same period, this sort of like 1765 to about 1885. There's probably silver ones to go with them as well if I was to look, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, that gives you an idea of what we're looking at. I can't find any jugs because it's not a valuable thing really. It's one of those low-hanging little table things that doesn't have, a great collectible value, and people are not running around hunting them out and looking for them. So with that said, that's the first jug. This book is Whitefriars Glass, James Powell and Sons of London. It's a Museum of London book, and yeah, I've been trying to pin a jug down that's like the one we were looking at, and I haven't been able. So this page is the catalogue from the 1830s onwards, and it kind of basically fits in between several of these jugs here. There's aspects of this one, so this one's very plain, but the neck is too long, whereas this one is short and fatted, but it's a bit fancy. The problem with mine is that actually it's not going to really be in any books because it's too simple. Yeah, it's made by some probably backstreet glassmaker in Stourbridge, but it does kind of fit into this class of jug. Probably shape-wise it's closer to that one, but that is way too fancy. Yeah, it's very difficult to pin jugs. The references aren't as good for jugs as they are for, we've got 2 books by Andy McConnell on the Decanter, and we've got L.M. Bickerton for glasses, and we've got lots of glasses related books. But yeah, jugs, there's no jug book. There's odd pages in odd books, and I've been going through quite a few different odd books and not been able to exactly pin it down. But lots of manufacturers were kind of making this style jug where just with a plain sweep like this, and a plain sweep here, or if you took this frilly bit on it, as I said, it would be shaped like this in general, but with all the frills taken off it, or this one, but with all the frills off it. Anyway, so yeah, it does place it the overall general shape, and also pictures I've seen with the shape of the top, and it has a fairly distinctive sweeping shape, pouring lip and rim and everything, and I found that in other full-size jugs, but then the rest of the jug is different. But anyway, that style was kind of going out by the 1850s. We were seeing lots of other things coming in. So, but anyway, that's why I think it's the first half of the 19th century. So, yes, I don't have a direct reference for that twisted, moulded cream jug, but I do have these two pictures here. The only problem is this one's from the 1860s and this one's from the 1920s. So there's a big divide there. So what do I do? So let me pull my jug over onto the table, because it's onto this bit book, because it's so small. And you can see that actually the handle is attached from the top through to the bottom, which means it's probably pre-1870s. So with that said, I think this jug is probably in that 1845 to 1870s period. So this is the next jug I'm showing you. So I reckon this is from the 1850s. This loopy handle is a bit of a giveaway. Jugs with this kind of loopy handle. There's quite a few references for Richardson's doing this kind of handle, loosely looped, from about the 1850s. Also, I think there's a jug this shape. I think it might be a porcelain one in the 1851 Great Exhibition Catalogue. So, but anyway, with this distinctive no pouring lip, just like a carafe with a handle. It's very neoclassical kind of look to it. And there you go. Look at the ribs have all got notches cut into them. So this is a really nice thing. And look at the wear. So I think this is from about the 1850s. There's a lot of dust on the bottom because it's been down the shed. But yeah, that's a really elegant piece of kind of like your neoclassical mid-century glass. So this book is the Art Journal, the Illustrated Catalogue of the Industry of All Nations, which is actually a catalogue from the 1851 Great Exhibition. And there we go. Look at this little juggy here. It's not glass, but yeah, the form. Look, even with a little squashed foot underneath, is the same. Slightly jiggly handle. I think I might just dig out and show you some other jugs, not this shape, but with that loopy handle. I will do that. So this book is British Glass, 1800-1914 by Charles Heidemark. And yeah, so this is one of the jugs I was thinking of. I think there's about two more in here with this kind of handle, where it's kind of loosely twisted, two pieces of glass loosely twisted to make the handle. And they're dating this 1854, or they're dating the pattern on it from 1854, so it means it's post 1854. But I think one of the others is dated 1850. So, but anyway, I reckon the jug is from around that period, and it might be Richardson's because there's three jugs like this with this kind of handle, I think, attributed to Richardson's in this book. So here we are, another jug. I think this one is also from the first half of the 19th century, i.e. 1800 to 1850. It's probably nearer the 1850 mark. There's a couple of reasons for me dating like that. One is this big sweeping mouth. This was going out of fashion by 1850. You were starting to see more or ones where it came up with a point here and go down, or the completely flat ones. But anyway, this kind of style, this big open wide mouth was going out, a bit like the cream jug that we looked at that was in the middle earlier. The other thing on it
this has got top to bottom. Yep, so that's makes it pre-1870, but the other little feature on here that makes me think it's pre-1850 is, if I can stop the paper from jigging about, is this on the handle here. It's got a little cut here, that's to put your, can you see? Yeah, to grip your thumb. But then, yeah, look at the lovely moulding there. But it only goes halfway up the jug, and then it, so it's kind of like a slightly superior jug in that it's not just purely moulded. There's a lot of cutting in this. The handle's cut. Then there's this top half here's cut, and then you've got the base is cut with the star cutting in the base as well. So yeah, it's a slightly not super jug. It's very hard to find references for it because it's not a high class piece, but it is a good piece. So let's move on to the last one. So this one is ribbed a bit like the and shaped really, that would go with the bell-shaped decanters. It's in that period 1850 to 1870 probably. Two reasons for that. This frosting process here wasn't commercialized until I think 1851 by Richardson's, so that makes it post 1851. The handle's got no notch in it, so that it's kind of a bit later as well. This really is a bit of a throwback, but then this is a piece that's probably made to go pubs and inns and everything, so high fashion is not for somebody's dining table, posh person's dining table. It's for a pub or an inn, so high fashion is not what it is. It's got a little bit of cutting to do this. So this is cut just here, and there's a little bit of cutting around the base of here, but the rest of it is just moulded. I think it's got a cut pondle. Yeah, there you go, polished pondle, there you go. So yeah, it's quite a rare thing with this handle. I think you're usually going to see them going the other way. Yeah, I really like it. It's simple. It's not an expensive piece. It's got some quite big bits of crap in the glass. As you're looking at it there, can you see that little? Look at this. Can you see that chunk of white there? There's bits of sand, unmelted sand in the glass. That says not super quality, but it's still decent, and it's a big thing because it's made to go in a pub or an inn. So yeah, it's a good thing, and probably because it's made to go in a pub or an inn, that's why you don't see a lot of them, or any of them, because I've only ever seen this one. Anyway, that is the last jug. I think it's a really nice jug, just because it's from a pub or an inn, and now it's survived 150 years. So there we have it. I thought about doing glasses, and I've looked at what I've got, and I thought, nah, there's not really enough to really, and I think you've seen a lot of it already. So yeah, I don't think I will. Some of these things may appear again in other videos, but yeah, I don't think I'll do glasses. And what else? So yes, I used quite a few books today, so references will be in the description below. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Even if you subscribed, liking always helps because it means you like the video, and YouTube watches out for that and says this is a good video and might show it to other people. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and have a good night. Good night.